Alrighty guys, what is up? Welcome back to Bloons Tower Defense 6 with Lone Debater 7, and today we are going to be doing another hard difficulty map, clear, and build, just to show you how to do it, and maybe talk about some other stuff. So for this one, we're going to use Adora. This is our hero that we picked. You do have to buy her, but it's definitely worth the 5,000 monkey money. We're getting close to having enough to buy another hero, so that's kind of what I'm saving the money for now. The only exception to that is I do buy these banana farmers for 50 cash, just so I have a couple of them every once in a while, so not a big deal. Normally I make more money from beating the round than I spent on that banana farmer anyway, so it's alright. I did get asked in one of the more recent videos to share my stats, so here are my public stats. So I've played 98 games, won 66 of them. My highest round is 202, so I did do some medium difficulty free play just to kind of, I don't know, try some stuff out and see what worked well. And I got to round 202 before I lost, so I was pretty happy about that. That's pretty good. I got like 4 or 5 achievements off that one game. So that's my highest round. Total pop count, just over 10.5 million. We've generated almost 13 million, so not too bad. Granted, this pop count doesn't include like free play pops, unfortunately. It's only on like working towards a medal. That's what attributes to this on your pop count, or like Odyssey's count as well. So I had like a few 100 million pops on this free play round, so like we're pretty. If you get to round 202, you've more than doubled the round count for impoppable difficulties, so just bear that in mind. Once you get past round like 80, I want to say, the rounds get exponentially harder each time. So think 120, like raise a number to the 120th power. That's how difficult this round is compared to round 80. So anyway, just bear that in mind. Like, this is a pretty good achievement. If you let me know down in the comments below what your highest round completed is. Maybe I'm a total scrub and 202 is not that good, but I feel like it was that was a pretty good round, like, to get to. It was like, this one was really tough. They had like several reinforced big Moabs, so the ones that contain the DDTs and ZOMGs. But anyway, so I'm proud of that stat. While I'm talking about like content stuff and progression things, on Friday, the 15th of January 2021, we are going to be hosting a Twitch live stream of Path of Exile. I'm going to be doing the league start, kind of like showing off my build and showing how to do a league start for Path of Exile. So tune in on Twitch. I don't know if I'm going to record at the same time because normally that makes my frames drop. So come over on Twitch and check it out if you're interested. If you play Path of Exile, log in and, you know, hit me up in Twitch chat, and who knows, we can maybe grind together even. In addition to that, I would like to say Path of Exile is a free-to-play game, so if you don't have Path of Exile or you haven't tried it before, haven't played it, you can get it for free and join in on the fun. But anyway, guys, that's just my little plug. So check me out over on Twitch and tune in. I do also play Bloons Tower Defense 6 on Twitch, so if you check my Twitch channel periodically, or you follow me so you get emails when I go live, there is some additional content to what I post up on YouTube, so just bear that in mind. Alright, enough with the self-advertising. Medals are good. We've done 8 stars on the Odyssey event, but we've got a decent amount of medals for level 65, so alright, let's dive into the map. So we're going to be playing logs on hard difficulty, just standard hard. We'll win 200 cash for it, so that's why I'm okay spending $50 for one of these guys every game, because you're still getting 150 cash in profit, so pretty good. So for logs, normally what I do is I start out with attack sprayer like here, more or less. That way it can hit them up here, here, and then up here is towards the end of the map actually, so like this coverage is really good. And since I can't afford a ninja yet, I go for faster shooting and the first tier of more attacks, because they're cheap, and it makes this able to clear a higher round level, or like clear higher rounds So you have time to save up, and then I'm going to place a ninja next. So even though these balloons went around, this map is kind of cool. So they loop around and then they come back this way. So this guy will be able to hit them again and get most of them. So I'm okay bleeding 3 lives here. I've got the knowledge point perk that gives me regenerative lives. So these regen up to 25. So the first 25, as long as I don't lose more than 25 lives at a time in a round, right? I'll always have 125 lives to play with, more or less. Like, that's kind of how it works. So I'm going to place down my ninja now that we've got the 540, and this will just help with clearing these waves more than anything. Now, at this point, you do kind of have a choice. You can go for even faster shooting on the tack shooter, or you can try to, or you could go for Adora. I normally end up getting the even faster shooting, just so I don't have to upgrade the ninja monkey to bank enough to get Adora. But our next tower is Adora, so you need 1,080 coin to place that tower. It's only round 10, mind you, so it's not that bad. And you could potentially go for hot shots over Adora, so you can pop lead balloons. That's primarily what we're using this tower for. But the heroes tend to be better than these upgrades, so the extra 400 or whatever, assuming we can cover the rounds leading up to this, it's worth saving it to put that tower down instead. We don't need to upgrade the ninja right now. I kind of just pay attention and see how we're doing on clear and stuff like that, and if I need to improve my popping ability, I'll maybe throw an upgrade in on the ninja. But I'm going to try to place this tower right here so we get a little bit more map coverage. But now we've got our hero placed, so this is going to be pretty easy up to about round 40. So, like, we don't have to build another offensive tower until round 40, or 39, I guess, technically, now. And we're going to go for a middle path cannon tower is kind of the play. But I'm going to start upgrading the ninja, and I'm going to get a 301 ninja up and running. And these 3 towers right here will be able to deal with basically every round up to round 40 without needing another upgrade. So this is pretty strong. It doesn't cost a lot of money to do this, which means you can spend, so it's only round 19, right? So we can spend the next 20, 21 rounds just focusing on putting up banana farms and generating cash, as opposed to needing to build additional towers or putting in additional upgrades, that kind of stuff. So this is a strong combination, these 3 towers. That's normally how I open most games. I found that if you're using Adora and a ninja are really strong together, you just don't normally have the cash to buy both. So tack sprayer ninja, pretty good combo if there's a way you can place a tack sprayer to cover a large portion of track. So, like, if you look at this circle, all of this circle has the ability to pop balloons, except for this little arc right here. So this little arc is about a third, or so this, I would say this arc is a quarter of the circle. So we've got 3/4 of the circle roughly is able to shoot versus a quarter that isn't. So I'm not doing very good on placing my farms. So you want to place your farms as soon as you have the cash. I put down a banana farmer, and we're just going to put 0-0 farms first. Kind of like that, so we'll get a couple of them up. It's only 31, mind you, so we've got plenty of time to do this without needing to worry about putting up another tower. So just let it run, but you do want to get these farms up as soon as possible as far as the round progression goes, because then you'll make more money off of them in the long term. So bear that in mind as well, I guess. So there we go. We've got 4 just 0 banana farms, right? So not a big deal, but that does give us some passive income generation. At this point, you can decide if you want to get more popping power out of your tack shooter, or if you want to be able to do leads. I normally go with the more popping power because I find it synergizes better late game. But we're just going to run this real fast, bank up some money, and we're going to get to work on building our middle path bomb shooter. So we want a Moab Mauler, and then we're going to put the 2 perks into the top path as well. We'll have more than enough money to do this. So now we're able to clear round 40 and beyond pretty easily. Like, we don't have to do much. So the second part of this strategy, once you've got your middle path cannon tower set up, so a 2-3-0 cannon, that's what you need. And then you need your ninja as a 301, and you need Adora the hero place, and then one additional like popping tower that just gives you some clear. So you could use a boomerang monkey here. They have decent popping ability as well, so that would work in replacement of the tack shooter. It just depends on the map kind of thing. But that's kind of what you go for. I'm gonna get overdrive because that makes this like insanely good at popping. So this guy has 2,000. I mean, it should improve it drastically because this shoots insanely fast. And the next tier upgrade, so bottom path tack shooter, the tack zone, it's like this tower becomes crazy strong. So that's like late game stuff. What you do next, I've been talking longer than I should have, but that's okay. We're gonna go ahead and place down a druid, and we're gonna go middle path druid up to jungle bounty right here. So we need 5,400 cash to do this, so decent chunk of change. But actually, no, we're gonna save up for this because I don't think there's another camo around for a minute. So we're gonna do that, and this guy is basically gonna generate us a fixed amount of cash with his ability. So you can use this ability 3 times per round, is kind of how this works. It does have a fairly significant cooldown though, but right there we just got 600 cash as a drop because we used his ability. So I am going to get Bloons Jutsu, so 401 on our ninja, and 402 because we can afford it, just to power that tower up. Then I'm going to get a village, and I'm going to go for bigger radius, so we get all these in here. And then we're going to go for radar scanner, so all of our towers can pop camos. Just so like we're on a camo round right there. They sent a bunch of camos since we got that upgrade. All of these can pop them except for, as opposed to just the ninja. So that's pretty good. Then I'm going to go for jungle drums. And then I'm also going to get primary training at this point because it's pretty cheap and it buffs these 2 towers, so it is worthwhile. We're going to pop another one of these. I'm going to get an alchemist. I'm going to get top path alchemist to the 3-0, and then we're going to go for a 302 alchemist to start out. And you're going to get this to a 402 ultimately, but this is just going to power up all of these towers right here in addition to this village that we've got. So that's kind of the play in my mind. So now what we want to do is we want to spam even more druids. And really we could have prioritized this over getting the alchemist and the village up. I just want to have the popping ability so I don't have to worry about placing another tower for a while. Like, it's round 52, so we should be fine, pretty much. So what you're going to do at this point is you're going to keep adding druids, the same, so 0, 4, 2 druids, and that will increase the number of times you can use this ability. So if we wait here, this will recharge 1, but if we wait a little bit longer, we'll have a second one that we can pop as well. So we can pop that twice. So now we're getting 1,200, coins or whatever every round from those 2 druids alone. This is going to add another 600, so now we'll be generating 1,800 a round. So this just allows you to scale your bank a lot faster. So basically, by the time we get this guy upgraded and click through and stuff, depending on the round, of course, you have a large, you're able to afford the upgrade, and the cooldown's ready. So you can trigger these with your number keys on your keyboard. So I just press 3, and then I can spam it really fast, type of a deal. I am going to wait for all of them to get stacked at the same time, though, just because it is kind of worth doing that. So that's pretty close together. I'm alright with that. Fine. There we go. Okay, so we've got 4 druids up. That's about 2,400 every time this recharges. That's pretty good as far as cash generation goes. I like to try to get a little bit greedy on it, though, while you can, type of a thing, because the more of these guys you place, the larger that cash drop's going to be. The reason why I'm placing them up by the farms is because Druid, that ability gets buffed if there are more farms inside the circle. So this guy has 3 farms in his circle. This has 3. This has 3, 4, 3. So not too bad, all things considered. But I think that's enough druids. Now we're going to upgrade the banana farms themselves and get them to 320s. prioritizing the top path first. But it's super easy to do that. Basically, whenever our ability cools down, we can put in all those upgrades without any trouble. So you get them to 2-2. I normally do this. You get all of them to 2-2 first, and then you start getting the upgrades for 3-2s for these four. Since I'm using the farmer, might as well use that one because then I am getting cash drawn to me faster. You can alternatively prioritize the monkey bank route and get go monkey banks and try to get monkeynomics, because monkeynomics is another ability that cools down periodically, and when you click it, you get a cash stack into your account here, and it doesn't collect any money out of the bank if you're familiar with how those work or anything. It's just like a free chunk of change every once in a while in game. So I find that is definitely worth doing most of the time, like getting a monkeynomics bank up. This is only going to round 80, so it's not quite as critical. Like, we don't need that to beat round 80. But if you're playing like Impoppable or doing free play and you're trying to get to a really high balloon round, then after you get these 4 farms kind of set up, you can either add more druids or you can get a monkey bank set up as well. And you basically copy this setup down in this corner. So like you'd place 1, 2, 3, maybe 4 farms right here, and you get them all to banks. Then you add in, you know, maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6-ish druids. Or maybe you get that up to 10, so you add 5 druids down here as well. So you have 10 of these every round, which is at bare minimum. So if they're not by a farm, they generate 600 with this ability. So bare minimum, you're going to get 6,000 coins every time that ability recharges if you have 10 druids that are middle path to 4. You don't even have to do the lower set. I just do that because it makes them more useful as a tower. I am going to get a Moab Assassin up though, and just for funsies, we'll pop down a Super Monkey. And this one, we're going to make him into a Sun Avatar, is my plan. Really strong tower. This is kind of how I scale my first Super Monkey anyway, because I have the knowledge points, 4 Super Monkeys, meaning my Sun Avatars can pop purples, and my True Sun God is a Vengeful Sun God if I sacrifice the right types of towers. So like, I'll try to max out a middle path Super Monkey, a bottom path Super Monkey, and then I'll sacrifice those 2 monkeys to my Sun Temple when I build that upgrade. Then after that upgrade is done, I build another 2 Super Monkeys that are max path on the middle and the bottom, and kind of go that way with it before upgrading to the True Sun God. And that seems to work pretty good. That's how I got to round 202 anyway. Granted, in Impoppable, things are a lot more expensive, so you might have to kind of prioritize things a little bit differently, but that's okay. Not a big deal. We'll go ahead and get that just for shits and giggles, more or less. I am going to alchemize the Super Monkey, and I would suggest that you do that if you have them, because it just makes them a lot better, all things considered. And if you were, like, I don't think we have enough time in this game for us to get the 64k per permabrew, but I would eventually turn this into a permabrew so our Super Monkey always has an alchemized effect on him. That just, it makes the Super Monkeys so much better. Like, you should have a permabrew on your Super Monkeys because they shoot so fast that they burn through the the Alchemist Tower effects too quickly for them to be useful. Type of, like, they get like 3 shots in, and then the effects worn off, and this guy's still on cooldown, so he can't reapply it. So I go permabrew for the Alchemist on the Super Monkey. It seems to work out pretty well. But we are almost there. This is round 79. 79 sometimes can be a little bit tricky, just because they send so many balloons. So you've got the BFBs coming in, and then I believe it's ceramics that are being sent underneath that. So it can be a little bit challenging for people to overcome that round specifically. Let's see. If we really want to make this fun, we'll get the Moab Eliminator, and there we go. Round 80 cleared. We just beat hard mode on the logs map. So the keys to that one, early game, you're going to get just a basic damage tower, so boomerang, tack shooter. You could potentially use just a regular dart monkey too. It kind of depends, but you pick something that's gonna be able to get you to like round 10 more or less on its own. Like if you can build that tower and put in a couple upgrades, get to round 10 with that first tower you place on hard, then you're able to build a ninja monkey for your second tower, and you can either scale upgrades on that if you need it for the clear, or you can build your hero next, which increases your clear significantly, and that's kind of how I do the early game. After that, I typically, like, once I'm consistent, like, the balloons are only getting to here type of a deal, or aren't passing a specific point on the map at all, then I start focusing on building monkey farms. I get my 4 0 0 0 farms all just set up. Then I get like 5-ish druids. I mean, you get 1 druid first just so you can start using the ability right away. But you get a 0-4-2 druid that's in range of all the farms, or in range of as many farms as possible. Then you start spamming that ability, and then you build a second druid, and you keep building druids until you have 5 of them in range of farms, so you have 5 uses on that ability. Then you always are using this once it comes off cooldown. You upgrade your banana farms. If you need to throw in an upgrade, add a tower along the way while doing that, you do. Then you scale that. You tend to want to put down a monkey village. And I only go top path on those when I have at least 2 primary towers. So tack shooter, bomb shooter, cannon towers, boomerang throwers, dart monkeys. Those are the primary towers. So if you have a lot of primary towers in range of your village, going top path can be useful because it gives all those towers increased penetrating and popping power. So that's why I went with the top path village in this instance. I do always put the 2 points in the middle path, more or less, just because that gives all the towers in range the ability to pop camos, which is really important in my mind if you're going to play into the higher rounds, because there's a few rounds where there's only camos, and they're like really strong camos. So if you don't have more than just your ninja popping, you're going to lose on those rounds. So having multiple towers that can do camo is really worthwhile. And that seems to be the best way to do it, because then you can get, as opposed to building like a sniper or something, or building another ninja or whatever, you can spend a little bit more money and then get 4 towers that can pop camo balloons really effectively, as opposed to just 1 more tower that can pop it effectively. So you have 5 that are able to pop camos versus like 2. So it's a better trade-off, I think. But you can actually stay on the middle path as well. Like if you go 3rd point into the middle path on the village, that will allow all the towers in its radius to pop any type of balloon, which is really powerful for dealing with like ceramics, DDTs, that kind of stuff. Anyway, scaling into the late game, at this point, I'm going to be placing my super monkey. I upgrade all the towers I have on the screen to at least tier 4. I might throw down an alchemist as well to power up those towers with additional buffs in addition to a village. Then I'm looking to place a super monkey, and I want to get a sun avatar up on that as fast as possible. I make sure that I place that super monkey in range of the village, so it gets the jungle drums benefit, so it shoots faster. And then if it's in range of the village and it has camo detection from the village, I'll go top path super monkey with 2 points in the middle, and that seems to work really, really well. Anyway, so I'll place that. Once my farms are upgraded, like from there, I'll probably build more farms if I'm going to play past round 80. So like if I'm going to 100, I would have built 3 more farms a little bit earlier actually, and upgraded all of them to banks. And I would have done that as opposed to placing another alchemist tower, getting T5s on my bomb shooter. Like I don't need to do that to win round 80. I just did it because lols. I would use that money instead to get 3 banks up, place down some more druids to get my ability counter up to 10, and then after that I will upgrade 1 bank into Monkeynomics as soon as possible to get that ability, which is tier 5 middle path banana farm. Then I'll upgrade the other 2 banana farms to the tier 4, so the IMF loan level or whatever. And that's kind of how I do progression on Bloons Tower Defense 6. Anyway, let's go ahead and dive back into the homepage. We didn't get any Chiefs, I don't think. Yeah, we didn't do anything crazy that round. But there you have it. We were able to beat the Logs map on hard difficulty. If you enjoyed the episode, be sure to let me know down in the comments below. Drop a like. And if you like Bloons Tower Defense or other gaming content in general, consider subscribing to the channel. I do post, almost daily. It's almost daily. With that, if you want to watch more videos like this one, check out my channel. There's a bunch of them already uploaded. If you subscribe, you can then, even if you don't subscribe, you can continue watching my new uploads almost every day. So there's always content for you on my channel, so bear that in mind too. Sometimes you only get one playlist of really good content, then the person disappears and never records again type of thing. That's not how my channel works. Anyway, with that being said, we're going to wrap it up here for today. Tune in to the Twitch stream on Friday. Hit that like and subscribe button, I guess. And until next time, this has been Lone Debater 7, and we will see ya.